time. Well, like I said, it is time. New hood, old sled. So issues with this hood. Clearly paint flaking everywhere on it, which is unfortunately pretty typical. Yeah, not very pretty. A couple scratches on the nose cone, even though this is my replacement nose cone that I did a couple years ago. I don't know if anybody follows the old build videos on this, but I did a bunch of videos doing all kinds of work to this. I actually have the old nose cone for this thing sitting under there. What else? Cracked there, cracked everywhere here, and just a ton more paint peeling. So this hood's pretty well muffed up. Is it repairable? Probably, but I need to do like a little figuring out on honing in my fiberglass skills. I know this isn't fiberglass, but you can patch them, smooth them out with fiberglass. There's potential I could probably fix this one. Not that real interested in doing it because this hood is probably going to go on a different sled as it sits. And that beauty is going on here. Let's tear this thing apart. Full headlight is removed, along with all the gauges and everything. It's just 4 bolts. Comes right off. Well, obviously in your plug and speedo wire, but yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill out these 2 rivets for the intake. Once those rivets are drilled out, you have 2 Phillips screws underneath the hood. I'm gonna go ahead and remove those now. Awesome, that's all there is to that. Moving on to the next thing. She's starting to look kind of bare. I'm excited. Oh yeah, and as you can see, I started cleaning up my pipes. I don't know, it's just kind of like a little project I have going. Try making pretty. Steve kept giving me crap, so. Fortunately, this seems a lot more exciting to me than this. So, I am kind of contemplating shining these up and leaving them bare metal. I think it'd be pretty freaking pretty, but then, you know, rust. I'd have to stay on top cleaning these things all the time, oiling them down, stuff like that. And I just don't know if it's worth it. Okay, hood and nose cone removed. Whoo-wee, boys. I feel like this is a big moment, but it's not really. It just is to me. Oh my goodness. Ah, so freaking excited. If I were smart, I'd take the bumper off, but I'm not that smart. Makes it a little easier to get the nose cone in. Whew. Man. Here we go, I guess. Woo-wee! Nose cone's on. Time for the hood. Dang. Sheesh. That is pretty. One thing I did forget is I do have to cut this up to clear the twin pipes. So this side is not sitting in place. They are actually resting on the paint. And when I say I gotta cut it up, what I'm talking about is this. That all needs trimmed, and really I needed to cut that just a hair more because it was rubbing on the pipe a hair. And that's not some ghetto stuff. That's actually like as per SLP instructions, you have to do that. So, but this thing is looking beautiful. It's all bolted on. It's on there. It's kind of making got some shit on it. Making my hinges look a little crappy, but yeah. Boy, is that pretty. I cannot wait to get decals on this thing. Make it look fresh. Alright, got my hood strap hooked up. Headlight set up. Back on and installed. I guess probably could have done the intake first, but that part's easy. Intake's on, except for the 2 rivets. I actually think I'm going to get some small screws and put nuts on the back side just like the front side of it is screwed in. Granted, that's straight to the plastic, but it goes right through. You can put nuts there. This thing is coming together, guys. I'm so happy. I think next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut that section out right there, so this thing can actually set correctly. Okay, we got that trimmed out. Let's go ahead and see if this hood will sit all the way down in place now. Nope, still hitting. Well, see, I'm moving it, but she ain't going down. So we are clearly making contact right in here still. Maybe I'll wiggle the hood a little bit, maybe get some scratch marks on the pipe. We'll see. Okay, so I went and closed the hood. I looked through this little hole. This screw right here is holding us up. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that because it's serving me no purpose. I don't think. Yeah, hell, it might be holding that stuff on. Let's make sure I don't poke my hood though. Perfect. All right, let's try this now. We're still hitting on something. It's in, but it's kind of a tight in. Let's look here. Oh, I can't see shit. Man. So with the hood closed, I went ahead and reached through this hole. I can feel all this is still hitting this pipe. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fucking remove the screws, and that'll give me just a little bit more room, I suppose. Maybe just that one, because I only see one spot where the old hood did this too. So it's not just this one. So I think it's just that one screw. Also, I use this big fucking hammer and I beat this section here back out because it was crumpled in from previous wreck or something. I don't remember what the hell that was from, but this whole side bumper here was pushed inwards towards the back, which made it kind of hard to get the hood set, or you scratch the paint a little bit forcing it in there. But yeah, getting there. Man, this is pissing me off. Can't get it to focus really, but it's still hitting in there on that metal plate. Like, I hate to say it, but I'm so fucking tempted to put a stock goddamn pipe back on this thing. I've been talking about it forever. Just taking this one back to stock, having a solid, reliable 700. But that's easier said than done, because I like going fast and making brap brap sounds. Well, that was fucking enough of that. I guess we'll see if I can get by without having to cut the expanded metal as well. Screen, whatever you want to call it. Okay, a whole bunch of chopping. You can kind of see where I cut that out. That's because it is extremely close to the hood with the pipe there. So I had cut it that high for clearance. Oh well, it is what it is. The hood is on. It's dirty as hell, but that's because the foam on the inside of this hood is pretty fucking rotten. So I predict, I started feeling, I mean, it just crumbles. Watch this. Like, oh, of course that part's not that bad, but it's just rotten and falls right apart like nothing. So, yep. I think it's time for a little cleanup and potentially start sticking some stickers. Oh, I'm excited. Well, quick intermission from the XE project. Had a guy show up, need me to weld some stuff up, so busted out the TIG welder, got her set up, and gonna get the stuff cleaned up, TIG welded on, try to make it nice and pretty for him. We'll see what happens. Well, there's the project all done. Went and did like 3 passes with with the old TIG, smoothed it all out, took all the mill scale off and all that. So there she is, just ready for him to come pick it up. I think it looks pretty good, especially for a non-professional, but you know, I got some good penetration. Oh, fuck, you guys can't see it. Anyways, you'll just have to take my word for it. Good penetration. Well, I've had the heater ripping in here for a little while, kind of get the temperature up. The time has come. The time has come for new decals. That's right. Woo! Oh, I'm worried I'm gonna fuck this up, but I'm feeling pretty confident. I have my old hood there and nose cones to kind of figure out where I want to place them. And the great thing is, no two are exactly alike. Very, very close. But from the factory, I could take that hood from this sled. That nose cone is from a different sled. Put the two together. They actually don't line up with each other. So it's just kind of nature of the beast, because each sled's just the slightest difference in how the decals were laid. So yeah, I can do it as long as I get it as close as possible to how those were, and I get this nose cone lined up with this hood. As far as decals, it'll all come together and look really, really freaking good. I'm just freaking pumped. So this right here, it's all in one piece, but that, the Indian, the flags obviously go right there, and that Polaris should go on the nose cone, I do believe. So I might have to cut these out individually. Oh no, it's actually lined up. Would you look at that? Sweet. And then I'm gonna start off with all my like warning stickers here on top of the, oh man, look at that, high performance. She's high performance. But I'm gonna start with all my little decals up here and kind of get my bearings. So it's pretty funny, look at that. That thing's so crooked. That one, it's pretty funny. But yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. I'm gonna start doing this and pretty God I don't mess it up. So we've got the hood propped up on handlebars, so it's a little bit easier to get to. But God, it's not done yet, but it is so freaking beautiful. Oh my goodness. She's done. You see some decals, those are trailing arm decals, but I already have new 97 style decals on my trailing arms that I did a couple years ago. Oh, but the hood looks so good. Hands down the best looking 98XE I've ever owned now. I mean, it's beautiful. It looks so good. Even got that little guy down there. Woo-wee! Would you just look at that? Would you? Oh man, I don't even know what to say. It's just, it's pretty. Really, really happy with this. I only have a couple more things I want to do to the sled before I can officially consider this one done. But man, incredible. It's just incredible. I've been standing here for probably half an hour just looking at this thing. And yeah, I love it. It's amazing. Super happy with it. And I mean, it was expensive to make it look this way. It's probably, if I were to say, I probably have around $700 just into the hood and the nose cone. So it's a little steep. It's a little steep. But in this case, I've been working on this one for so long, and I've been wanting it to look like this for so long that it's definitely worth it, I think. So no regrets. Pumped on it. I mean, now, before anybody says anything, this sled is pretty much retired from any race duties. I raced it last year and it was amazing, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I got too much time and money into just how this thing looks now, where it's just retired. It's not gonna be raced. It will still be rode, but I'm not gonna go out and try to race it and be competitive or anything like that, because I would just be incredibly butthurt if somebody stuffed the front bumper into the side of this thing. So she's done. She's on trail riding duty and looking pretty duty. Now with that said, that's still a decent hood. It still looks pretty good from about 50 feet away. I can make it look better. I have another 98 XC700. So keep that in mind. We will be building another one of these. Just not as nice.